Every once in a while, a game comes along that is considered a true masterpiece. Is this one of those times? Is Breath of the Wild the greatest Zelda game since Ocarina? According to the professionals, it is, with the game being littered with perfect 5s, 10s, and even perfect 20s. As someone who's been waiting for this game as literally as long as the Wii U has existed, I'm actually quite nervous. After all the years of waiting, I was worried if it would ever meet my expectations. Well, I've kept you in suspense long enough. Let's check it out.
Wake up, Link.
For the first time in the game's history, you are unable to change your name. You're gonna play as Link and like it. You wake up in a mysterious chamber and receive a device known as a Sheikah Slate, the main tool for this game, and head out of a cave and your first glimpse into the world, of which the landscape is absolutely beautiful, vibrant, and still looking a lot like the initial reveal 3 years ago. Your first few hours we spend wandering around the Great Plateau, where you pick up crude weapons, whack the goblins, break your weapons, and like any open world game, pick up every bloody thing you can find. Those hours in the plateau will introduce you to ruins, some of the main mechanics of the game, with things like a giant magnet, stopping time, falling blocks of ice, and bombs surprisingly enough, and you learn these things in shrines. I'll get back to those in a minute. After learning the basics, you glide off the plateau into the giant world below. And believe me, this world is fucking huge! You're given a basic direction to head off to, but no one can blame you if you get distracted and head off in your own direction. The world is littered with giant Sheikah towers that provide upgrades to your slate's map. Now, all open world games have a mechanic like this, but unlike a Ubisoft game which features tall lookouts and the same 4 or 5 challenges copy and pasted forever, Zelda lets you explore for yourself. You can pretty much do what you want. You want to climb a mountain? Go nuts. You want to strip down to your boxers, run around town and cause girls to blush? Believe it or not, you can do that too. But also littered all over the map are these shrines. Sort of mini dungeons, if you will, that offer a puzzle and reward you with a spirit gem. Some of the puzzles are really open-ended, where you ask yourself, was I meant to do that? You're definitely going to want to do these, as the gems are required to upgrade your hearts and stamina. The Sheikah Slate has a fascinating feature that allows you to pin locations in first person. So if you see something far off in the distance, you can tag it and find out how long of a trek it will take. But sometimes these treks are definitely not worth it. When I wasn't dying from fall damage, I got too arrogant and tried to fight off several enemies at once, or simply too powerful ones. You will die. You will die a lot. The game also features a dodge mechanic in which right timing will allow a flurry rush in slow-mo. You can also glide from above and shoot in slow-mo, but usually I just take too long and end up falling to my death. There is so much more to focus on in this game. The lower HUD offers you advice on which direction to take, how noisy you are to nearby enemies, or just a wild horse you're trying to wrangle and tame, as well as a temperature gauge. You're going to want to make sure Link doesn't become a shivering Linksicle. This is helped by eating hearty, warming... Oh fuck, cooking! There's cooking! Jesus! There's just so much here! You will spend a lot of time picking up random fruits, mushrooms, herbs, hunting down wild animals for meat, and combining them all in the cook pots littered throughout the map. There is so many combinations with different properties. Obviously healing you, warming you, raising stamina, running faster, climbing higher. It just pays to go crazy with experimentation. Though, keep in mind, not everything will be a winner. When it comes to the situation of other stats like weapon degradation and stamina, while it is true your weapons will break, especially in the beginning, your enemies drop so many and the place is just littered with them, it's usually not that big of an issue. As for stamina, while it was teased in Skyward Sword, after a few stamina containers, the right gear, and just knowing when you can walk up the mountain to regain it, stamina after a while also isn't an issue. although exhausted naked Link looks like he's twerking. The world of Breath of the Wild feels like a living, breathing creature. Not just a day and night cycle, but regular rain intervals and even lightning. And these affect how you play, like rain preventing you from climbing, and lightning even affecting your weapons, causing them to explode. You'll find people on their daily routine, traveling with goods, running into trouble, and even ones that want to kill you. You're even able to register tamed horses and pick them up at any of the stables. So let's get to the nitty-gritty of this game. How well does it perform? On Switch, the game is running at a respectable 900p. Now there are some moments where the frame rate will drop from 30 down to about 20 for a few moments. There isn't really a pattern to when it will happen. You could just be running through a field or something. In fact, when it comes to a steady frame rate, you'd rather use the system in portable mode. Yes. I don't think I've really touched on my opinion of the Switch as a whole. While I'm definitely the kind of person who will prefer playing on my TV, literally 2 days after I got the system, my power was shut off for repairs, and so for the next few hours I was sitting in an eerily quiet house playing in tablet mode. While the Joy-Cons are incredibly impressive, everything just feels too small on it, the shoulder and triggers especially, which is why I went with the Pro Controller, which just feels so natural in my hands. But this leads to one of my only true gripes when it comes to Breath of the Wild. For a game as big as this and demanding of your time, you're going to want to make the controls work for you just right. Sadly, Breath lacks any real control customization. Lockout and all 4 equipable weapons are put on the shoulders and triggers, which are fine. My issue is the placement of run and jump. Instead of having the buttons next to each other, run and jump are parallel to each other, X and B respectively. But just on instinct, I'll try for a running jump and reach for the wrong button. As of writing this, I've been playing for almost 30 goddamn hours, and barely even started getting into the main quest. This is Breath's biggest strength and greatest weakness. You could spend hours looking for plot and instead just wander aimlessly, finding so much random things that you end up littering your map with labels of things to return to. Plus, the overall size is undoubtedly going to lead to people talking about rumors and Easter eggs found throughout the world. I can bet that by the end of this month, someone is going to be claiming to have seen Majora's Moon. Or worse. Hello Internet! Welcome to Zelda Theory! Thanks everyone for watching last week's video on how Wild Link is actually the child of Fierce Deity and Agatha. I mean, the evidence was just too obvious to ignore. But this week, I've probably uncovered the most shocking theory to date. Hateno Village is actually Termina and Skyloft. But before we finish off, I think we should at least check out something that a lot of people have overlooked. Yes, I bought both. What of it? In terms of which version is better, well, both versions do have frame rate issues, and the Wii U version is outputting at 720 rather than 900. Honestly, besides that, playing the Wii U version felt really no different to Switch. The U version doesn't even contain touch controls, which is a shame, as scrolling through all your items would have been nice. So if you're the kind of person who hasn't been sold on the Switch, or just can't find one, there really is no shame in getting the Wii U version. For all the praise I've given it, Breath of the Wild isn't perfect. Personally, no game is. It's small stuff too, like the weather cycle being a pain in the ass, or just the absolute randomness of finding those Korok seeds. But the hours I've put into this game, I wouldn't trade for anything. And while there have been a few reports of the Joy-Cons going kaput or wonky, screens getting scratched, and a few technical issues, besides that, the Switch launch was fairly smooth. And yes, I know, the Switch isn't as powerful as a PS4 or Xbox One, let alone their new upgrades. But that's comparing this system as a home console, which it kinda isn't. It's not a handheld either. I mean, technically it's both. And the fact Nintendo have been able to bring us this world in such a tiny package, and the game cards mean less time having to install onto the console, which means less storage is needed overall. Unless you're one of those people who goes digital only. But, to answer my initial question, I feel absolutely confident in saying that Breath of the Wild truly is a masterpiece worthy of your time. I'll see you all next time.